Who would win in a fight? A tiger or a lion? I hear this question all the time, and the honest answer is, there is no honest answer. It depends on everything. The place, the terrain, how hungry they are, how tired they are, and yes, even what kind of mood they're in that day. Male lions have way more experience fighting other lions. Their whole life is politics, dominance, and defense. If the lion is battle-tested strategy and experience, then the tiger is raw, concentrated power. Because tigers live alone, unlike social lions, and because they're so aggressive and territorial, they've evolved a whole arsenal of lethal traits. That's what makes them not just incredibly dangerous, but arguably the physically strongest wildcats on the planet. A tiger's body is basically a walking muscle engine. The shoulders and front legs are insanely developed, even stronger than a lion's. With one paw strike, a tiger can knock a half-ton buffalo off its feet. On top of that, tigers have extremely powerful spinal extensor muscles. They help them make explosive jumps, rear up on their hind legs, and hold down giant prey. Thanks to that back and those shoulders, a tiger can drag a carcass hundreds of meters all by itself. A carcass that weighs 1.5 to 2 times more than the tiger itself. And yet, we still love calling the lion the king of the jungle. The funny part? Lions don't even live in jungles. They're kings of the savannah at best. The real king of the jungle is the tiger, the strongest cat on earth. Its true domain is dense jungle, thick vegetation, tall grass, tangled trees. Among all those vertical lines, a tiger's stripes work like magic. At first glance, that bright orange coat looks obvious. But for most of its prey, deer, wild boar, it's almost perfect camouflage. Why? Because they don't see the world the way we do. Many of these animals have dichromatic vision. They don't perceive orange the way human eyes do. To them, the tiger doesn't look orange at all, more like a greenish shape with dark stripes, blending right into the grass and foliage. And that's just the beginning. In this video, we're going to dive deep into tiger anatomy and uncover what makes this animal the most dangerous wildcat on the planet. People love to compare tigers and lions, and honestly, it makes sense. They're the two largest big cats, both powerful, both majestic, both deadly. They even belong to the same group, Panthera. But once you look closer, the similarities start to fall apart. Even though tigers are related to lions, genetically, they're actually much closer to snow leopards. There are more differences than similarities between a tiger and a lion. For starters, tigers don't do group hunts at all. They are not social animals. No pride, no teamwork, no supporting cast. A tiger is a solo assassin, built for ambush. It prefers to stalk, wait, and explode out of cover, the exact opposite of the cooperative chase strategies you see in lions. Lionesses, by the way, have an amazingly complex hunting system, and I'll break that down in my upcoming video about lions. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Tigers love solitude. Lions love company. You can even find videos from reserves where lions and tigers live in neighboring enclosures. And you can clearly see, tigers really value their personal space. The problem is, lions are very interested in that space too, mostly in crossing it. Tigers are not amused. In the wild, these two big cats only truly meet for one reason: reproduction. Tigers don't have a strict breeding season. They can mate at pretty much any time of year. A tigress is pregnant for only 4 to 5 months, shorter than a human, and then gives birth to a cub that already weighs about 1 kilo. Not exactly tiny. And here comes another big difference between lions and tigers. Lion society is strict. Adults eat first, the male, then the females, and only after that do the cubs get their turn. In tiger life, it's almost the reverse. Cubs often eat without waiting, while the adults shoulder the work of hunting and defense. There is one grim similarity though. Like lions, male tigers can sometimes kill cubs that aren't theirs, for the same biological reason: to bring the female back into heat faster. The good news is, tigers do this far less often than lions. But unlike lions, tigers don't drive their grown children away as aggressively. When tiger cubs hit puberty, they typically settle not too far from their parents' core territory. Only later, when they gain strength and experience, do they push farther out and claim their own land. Tiger family breakup is much softer and slower than the harsh exile you see in lions. The problem is, there isn't always free land to claim, especially when you realize just how big tiger territories are. A single male tiger's territory can exceed 200 square kilometers. That's an entire city plus suburbs. No wonder fights over land are common. Females have smaller territories, usually 2 to 3 times smaller than those of males. Big territories are basically a status symbol for male tigers. To mark their land, they do what most cats do: urine and scent glands. But tiger scent has a twist. Their urine has a surprisingly recognizable smell. People often compare it to buttered popcorn. That's not a joke. It's due to unique chemical compounds that not only mark territory, but also carry information. From the smell alone, a tiger can tell another tiger's sex, age, and even reproductive status. So if you're hiking somewhere in the Russian Far East and suddenly smell warm buttered popcorn, you might not be near a movie theater. You might be near a tiger. Speaking of Siberian tigers, and subspecies in general, for a long time, people thought there were about 8 subspecies of tigers. Later, genetic research showed that, in reality, we're mostly dealing with just 2, the mainland Asian tiger and the Sumatran tiger. Modern data doesn't strongly support splitting tigers into 7 or 8 subspecies. So when you hear someone talk about a Siberian tiger or an Amur tiger, they're talking about the same thing, the mainland Asian tiger, just in different regions. Tigers are the largest wildcats on Earth, heavier and longer than lions on average. The only cat that can surpass a tiger in size is the liger, but ligers only exist in captivity. They're hybrids between a lion and a tiger, and yes, they'll get their own episode on this channel. Among wild tigers, the largest form is that mainland Asian tiger, including the tail. A big male can approach 4 meters in length. Males are significantly larger than females. Mainland tigers are much bigger than island tigers, sometimes nearly twice the weight. A Sumatran tiger weighs about 140 to 150 kilograms, roughly like a lioness. A Siberian tiger, though, can reach 300 kilograms, solidly heavier than an adult male lion. There's a rule in biology called Bergmann's rule. Animals in colder climates tend to be larger than their relatives in warmer climates. Bigger bodies hold heat better. That's why polar bears are larger than brown bears, and Siberian tigers are larger than Sumatran tigers. And here's a fun visual twist. If you see a white tiger, it doesn't mean it's from the north. Yes, tigers can be white, but not because they live in snowy landscapes. It comes from a recessive gene. They're not albinos. They're white Bengal tigers, rare, striking, and very popular in human imagination. Once upon a time, tigers roamed across almost all of Asia, from the Pacific Ocean to the Black Sea. Now, they're gone from about 90% of that range, and in just the last 20 years, their remaining habitat shrank again by about 41%. Today, tigers survive only in small, fragmented pockets of forest and jungle. This isn't the first time tigers have come close to disappearing, and not always because of humans. There was even a time when a volcanic eruption nearly wiped them out. A tiny population survived, slowly spread, and repopulated parts of the continent. But when a species passes through such a narrow evolutionary bottleneck, its genetic diversity pays the price. Most of the time, tigers hunt hoofed animals, deer, wild boar, antelope. But honestly, the tiger is not picky. If it can catch it, it can eat it. Hunger is not something a tiger negotiates with. When a tiger is really desperate, it can attack a sloth bear, sometimes even a smaller crocodile, and win. Remember, tigers are the physically strongest cats on Earth, with the longest canine teeth of any wild cat, up to 9 centimeters. Most kills are quick, a bite to the throat, strangling the prey, or a bite to the neck that breaks the spine. A tiger can kill an animal weighing up to 500 kilograms, and sometimes nearly a ton, like a big water buffalo. Add to that their endurance, superior to that of lions, and you get an apex predator that is dangerous even for humans. In reality, tigers are more aggressive than lions. They are solitary, and they do not appreciate uninvited guests on their turf. The worst place you could possibly be? On the territory of a hungry Siberian tiger. Man-eating tigers are not just spooky stories. Among all big cats, tigers are the ones who kill humans most often, over 50 people a year. And the logic behind that is harsh, but simple. When a tiger grows old, those huge buffalo and fast deer become harder to catch. But a slow, distracted human who wanders into the wrong place, maybe stops to take a selfie, is much easier. Often people make it worse themselves, getting too close, ignoring signs, treating wild territory like a theme park. For an aging tiger, a human is almost the perfect target. Slow, poorly aware, and not built for this environment at all. Tigers can go about 2 weeks without food, not as long as a human can survive, but still impressive. As prey disappears and forests shrink, they start stealing kills from smaller predators more often. And since there are almost no predators larger than a tiger, it's hard for anyone to steal from them, but very easy for them to steal from everyone else. Most of the time, though, they still have to rely on their own hunting skills. Sometimes, to lure prey closer, tigers can even imitate the calls of other animals. This isn't just a rumor. Sergei Ermolev, director of the Amur Tiger Center, has talked openly about tigers mimicking the calls of wild cattle, and this has been documented in the wild. Researchers and hunters have reported tigers copying vocalizations to trick different hoofed animals, not only deer. This behavior is especially common in Amur tigers. The secret lies in the anatomy of their roar. Unlike small cats, tigers can't purr. Their hyoid bones are partly supported by cartilage, which prevents the kind of vibration that creates a purring sound. In fact, none of the true big cats in the genus Panthera can purr. Lions, leopards, snow leopards, jaguars, none of them. Cheetahs can, but they're not part of the pantherine group. And now, the darkest part of the story. There are only about 3,000 tigers left in the wild. Their world is shrinking under the pressure of ours. Their perfect camouflage is useless against bulldozers and rifles. Their incredible strength means nothing against human greed and indifference. I often say that humanity is standing at the threshold of eternal silence. A silence where there will be no more powerful roars, no flashes of orange stripes through tall grass, no real jungles at all. And without jungles, there is no king of the jungle. Losing the tiger isn't just losing a species, it's losing a legend, a living symbol of strength, freedom, and wild beauty. And it would mean saying goodbye to the largest and strongest cat that has ever walked our planet. If this video made you see tigers differently, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and, of course, remember, thinking is useful.